Hey y'all, Daniel Gaines here. Just here to do a quick video real quick. Uh, don't know if you watched or not yet, but you'll notice that I posted the recording from the hearing today. Uh, and the video from it. It was a Zoom hearing, so I was actually able to access the video this time. So it was, or I was able to access it through Zoom, so I have the video this time. But you'll notice that it went exactly how I said it was going to go. Exactly. Order was thrown out, the protective order, the bullshit protective order was thrown out, just like I said. The perjury was completely ignored and allowed yet again. The evidence tampering was allowed. The void orders were ignored and everything else, just like I said. These folks really don't understand how detailed I've done this and am doing this. They failed to see really what I'm up to because they're so focused on trying to make sure I get screwed over at each step of the way that they fail to understand that this is all known beforehand, exactly how things are going to go. It's expected, and I'm yet to be able to be told I'm wrong about anything because I keep proving it to be fucking true. Everything that I'm saying true. I keep proving everything to be that, yeah, I do know what I'm doing and talking about because it keeps happening that way. So, as you see, it was thrown out, and yeah, the rest was allowed and ignored. So I give it 6 months and I'm back in court for another bullshit restraining order. This one will probably be filed by my daughter, which means ultimately that I'm going to have to push that my daughter get in trouble through the courts for her perjury. And that's pretty damn pathetic considering she's aware of the fact that her mother's lying to her about all this shit. And she's still going to intentionally commit a felony offense. I don't know. I'm torn. Do I help get her out of it to make sure that whereas she gets reprimanded by the court, she doesn't get in any kind of actual legal trouble? Or do I just let her make her choices and then let her deal with the consequences? I told her before. I told her straight up when we were talking one of the times we were talking that everybody has choices to make about everything. And then you got to deal with the consequences of the choices you make. Whether it's good or bad, the consequences. Every action has consequences. Just sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing, but there is a result of every choice. The result is the consequences. And again, I mean, you make the choice. I just pray that she actually doesn't get my daughter to engage in the same kind of criminality that she's engaged with. Because this is not going to end well for these people. They think that it's all just a fucking game and a joke that I'm not filing anything at the federal level. They're in for a rude awakening. This is going to be massive. And it'll be filed within inside of the next 20 or so days. I'll be starting on it next week, in fact. Got a busy weekend this weekend, so I can't start on it this weekend like I want to. Or like I originally was going to. I forgot what weekend it was. So since I'll be busy this weekend, next week actually is when I'll be starting to do the writing for that and getting everything done up to get that filed at the federal courts here in St. Louis, Missouri. Well, not here because I don't live in St. Louis, but in St. Louis, which is the federal courts where I'm at, Eastern District of Missouri. So, and then they'll all start getting served. We'll see how much of a game they think it is then. We'll see how much of a game these fucking people think it is whenever they file motions to get it dismissed from the federal courts, and the federal courts are like, actually, no, we can't kick it. He's exhausted the venues he's needed to try and get this dealt with in. Y'all refuse to comply with the law and address these issues. The fact that y'all never had jurisdiction really doesn't allow you to address this any further. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and keep this here. He's already done everything he needed to try and do, blah, 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 whatever they say, however they want to phrase it. That's what will end up happening at the federal level, and then that's when the state of Washington's going to realize just how fucked they are and just how bad this is going to be, because that's when they'll actually realize, oh shit, this is actually going to go to court, and this guy has way more than sufficient evidence against all of us, and we're all pretty well fucked. And then they'll get served with more evidence, and then during the sworn depositions, more will come out, and everything else. And then, yeah, this will go to trial. And then once the federal courts find or issue a finding of guilt, which they will, I guarantee it, and once they do, that's when the individual lawsuits will start against all the corrupt actors who acted outside the law, which means they have no judicial immunity. Commissioners, judges, all of them, the attorneys and them have their immunities gone, DCYF's immunities gone, child support has no immunity, their immunity's gone. I mean, they're all screwed. And they know it. That's why they failed and refuse to address it, because they know if they do that, they're just how screwed they are. What they fail to understand is that it doesn't matter. This is going to the federal courts regardless. I don't expect them to address it, and I already know for a fact they're not going to touch any of it with a 10-foot pole. They're going to make up every fucking excuse they can and everything else, the criminal bastards, which is fine. All I'm doing is compiling more and more evidence and adding more and more names to this federal action. So the noise you hear is the fan. My hair is blowing because of the fan. I'm sitting in my garage, and the high was over 100 degrees today here. Real feel was pushing, I think it was like 110, 112, some shit like that. So got a fan on because it's still pretty hot. But I digress. No, they think that it's all fun and games, but they're fucked, and they know it. They just think because I haven't filed yet at the federal level, I'm not going to. They're too stupid to understand the game that I'm actually playing, and since they forced me into a game at all, they fail to understand or see the game that I'm actually playing. And they're going to continue to, because they're focused on me specifically, whereas I'm not focused on them individually. I'm more focused on the overall criminality and violations of law and deprivation of rights and everything else. So yeah, today, as you see in the video, or as you can see in the video, it went exactly as I said it was going to go. The underlying the real criminal conduct that happened in all of this, in the entire protective order bullshit, the only real criminality was completely ignored by the court, even though the judge is fully aware of the fact that criminality did happen. She acknowledged that she had text messages and all that, not a judge, commissioner. But she acknowledged that she had the text messages and all that, and that everything I was saying was correct as far as they went and all that, which sufficiently proves, more than sufficiently proves perjury, and it's with intent. As you hear, she straight says, "Nah, I'm not dealing with it." Okay, cool. See you in the federal courts then, lady. But outside of that, yeah, I'll be back. I'll probably do another video Tuesday to give you all my exact thoughts on what's going to happen on Wednesday with this next hearing. And then I'll obviously post the hearing itself on Wednesday, whether it be video recording or audio recording. It will be posted in its entirety. And then afterwards, I will do another video about what happened. So, until then, love y'all. Be safe. Have a good weekend. To all you dads out there, I hope you all get to see your kids. I hope you all get to enjoy your Father's Day weekend with them and get to, get to have them there on Father's Day. Other than that, love y'all. Have a good one. Peace.